Welcome to the jthomas Gym Business Explainer, powered by maxmembers.ai. Today, we're going to take you through a really powerful white paper from jthomas himself. And, our goal here is simple, to give you some clear, actionable insights that you can use right away.
So a huge welcome to everyone listening. Whether you're a gym owner, an operator, a manager in sales, a fitness entrepreneur, or a personal trainer, you are in exactly the right place. This explainer, it was made just for you.
And real quick, before we dive into the core strategies, just a little note for those of you who are in growth mode. If you're looking to open a new gym, maybe acquire an existing one, or you just need some working capital to get these ideas off the ground, we can help. We can provide funding options up to $500K. It's unsecured and there are no restrictions on use. Just check us out at fmconsulting.net. Okay, now let's get into the heart of what makes a gym truly successful. All right, let's start with a foundational truth that might just challenge everything you thought you knew about gym success. So what's the number one reason gyms fail? jthomas really hits the nail on the head here. It is not because they can't sell memberships. No, they struggle because they can't keep the members they worked so hard to get in the first place. Their back door is just wide open.
Well, that brings us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? If it's not a weak sales team, then what is the real reason members end up walking away? Why do they cancel?
And this is where it gets really interesting, because it just cuts through all the usual excuses. I'm sure you've heard them, right? Maybe you've even used them. Our price is too high, or that new place opened up down the street, or our marketing just isn't working. But the white paper is crystal clear on this. Those aren't the real problems. They're just symptoms. The real disease, the underlying reason for almost all churn, comes down to one single powerful word: disconnect.
So what exactly is this disconnect? Well, think of it like a slow fade. It's that point when a member stops feeling like they're making any progress. It's when they lose sight of why they even joined. Or maybe they just don't feel like they belong anymore. And here's the key takeaway. Cancellation is never a sudden thing. It's just the final inevitable step after a long, quiet period of disengagement.
And this right here, this is what that disconnect looks like on the ground floor. Do any of these sound familiar? Your members feel like they're just another number. Their progress hits a wall, and nobody's there to help them push through. The whole gym experience starts to feel purely transactional. Swipe a card, use a machine, and leave. Your staff might say hello, but they're not really connecting. And maybe the most painful one of all, a member stops showing up, and nobody even notices. These are the absolute killers of retention.
But here's where we pivot, and this is a really powerful idea. The good news in all of this is that world-class retention doesn't happen by accident. It isn't just luck. It is engineered. It is something you can build, step by step, interaction by interaction.
So how do we engineer it? Well, it all starts with the first of our three pillars, people. And the goal here is actually simple, but it's profound. We have to transform every single transaction into a real, genuine relationship.
So what does that look like in the real world? It really comes down to three key things. First, offering personalized coaching and actual support. And we're talking about way more than just handing someone a key fob. Second, being super intentional about building a real community. And third, empowering your staff to understand that their main job isn't just checking people in, it's building relationships. Because let's be real, members don't stay for the fancy equipment, they stay for the people. I really want you to let this one sink in for a minute. Think about it. It is so easy to bail on a workout you plan for yourself, but it is so much harder to cancel on a friend or a coach who's actually expecting you to be there. That's the power of community. It builds these invisible, emotional ties that are just really hard to break. Okay, let's move on to our second pillar and see how this all builds: experience. This is all about engineering those moments, the big ones and the small ones, that make a member feel valued and truly seen. The keys to a great experience go way beyond just the workout itself. For instance, are you recognizing your members' efforts? Is your facility not just clean, but a genuinely inviting and safe space? That sends a huge signal of trust. Are you supporting them with nutrition help? And are you providing ongoing education? Let's just double-click on that idea of recognition for a second. When you acknowledge someone's hard work, whether it's hitting a new personal best or just showing up consistently for a month, you're doing something incredible. You're turning their physical effort into an emotional connection. And it's a simple truth of human nature. People stay where their effort is noticed.
This is honestly one of my favorite concepts from the whole white paper. Are you a vendor or are you an authority? See, a vendor just sells access to equipment. They're a commodity. they can be replaced. But in authority, they sell results. They don't just train bodies, they educate minds. When you start providing education on sleep and stress and recovery, you become an essential part of their wellness journey, and that creates deep, lasting loyalty.
Okay, so we've got the people, we've got the experience, but how do we make all of this happen consistently, day in and day out? Well, that brings us to our third and final pillar, systems. This is the operational backbone that makes great retention intentional, not just occasional.
The three keys here are first, using smart technology to enhance human connection, not replace it. Second, offering flexibility in your memberships to reduce any friction. And third, creating feedback loops that build trust and give members a sense of ownership.
I want you to think about technology this way. It is how you stay top of mind even when your member isn't physically at the gym. A workout tracking app, automated check-ins, virtual training options, all these tools extend your gym's presence into their daily life. Because as we all know, out of sight is out of mind, and smart tech is what prevents that from happening.
And finally, let's talk about those feedback loops. Why are they so important? Well, it's because when you actively listen to your members and they actually see you make real changes based on what they say, something fundamental shifts. They stop being just customers, and they start becoming co-creators. You give them a sense of ownership, and it's this profound psychological principle. People will always protect what they helped build.
So, we've covered the three pillars: people, experience, and systems. The big question now is, what's your next step? How do you take all this incredible insight and turn it into real, meaningful action in your own gym?
The final big idea I want to leave you with is this. Retention is not something you can just delegate to the retention department. It's not a program, it's not a promotion. It is a core business strategy. It's a mindset that has to be part of everything that you and your team do, every single day. And this, right here, this is the ultimate reframe. We have got to stop thinking of retention as something that happens after the sale. The truth is, your retention strategy is what gives that initial sale its real value. Without it, you're just pouring water into a leaky bucket.
Look, if you're ready to start engineering this kind of retention in your own gym and you want expert help building the systems, training your staff, and creating predictable growth, I really encourage you to reach out to Jim Thomas directly. You can call him at 214-629-7223 or shoot him an email at jthomas@fmconsulting.net.
And of course, as you start to build out all these new systems, having the right software is absolutely key. So be sure to check out our sponsor, Gym Business Manager, for the best gym software out there to help you put all of this into practice. You can find them at gymbusinessmanager.com. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.